How can you know that the man who raped the girl is addicted to alcohol? Thank you, Teacher Basso. Assalamu alaikum everybody. Thank you the chairperson, secretary, timekeeper, chief judge, proposers, opposers, plus you the audience. My name is Muhammad Saeed Abdi from proposition side. I am here to propose the motion which is already stated on the board. Drug dependency should be abolished. First and foremost, what does it mean? Drug dependency is a medical term used to describe drug abuses that continues, even not stopping, to depend on that drugs. Problems related to their use have developed. Signs of dependency and include tolerance to addiction, needing every time to create effort and pleasure. For example of that drugs are alcohol, cocaine, heroin, and so many others. Abolished means to put something an end, the formal way of putting something an end. Thank you. My first view, hallucinations. Bang and cocaine causes hallucinations. This they cause people to see, smell and hear what does not exist. My second view, impaired judgments. This is a condition by which a person cannot make his or her own decision. That's because of drug dependency. My third view, impulsivity. This is the tendency to act without thinking. It normally attacks the brain because of drug dependency. These effects of drug abuse have serious consequences like punishable acts, misconduct, accidents and injuries. These incidents include domestic violence, driving while intoxicants, and latest accidents around the world. I would like to conclude by saying that latest is straight personal commitment in order to stop drug dependency. Thank you, the chairperson. I would like to ask opposers a question. What causes people to subject their bodies and minds to the harmful effects of non-medical or recreational drugs use that often leads to drug addiction? Thank you very much, the chairperson.
Thank you, the chairperson, the secretary, our timekeeper, our beloved chief judge, the two competing sides, plus you, the audience. I am here to oppose the motion which already stated on the whiteboard. Drug dependence should be abolished. My first view. Drugs can produce high, giving people energy, make them feel good, and reduce stress. My second point. Some drugs are medicine, for example, anti-malaria drugs used for treating malaria. My last point. Some drugs are important for us because they prevent and treat the diseases. Thank you, the chairperson.
Thank you, the chairperson, timekeeper, secretary, and chief judge, our beloved chief judge. I would like to propose the drug dependence that's already been abolished on the board. As we all know, most drugs people use are bad for our health and can cause a drug overdose. Many other ways, like for example, there's a drug deal somewhere and two drug dealers are dealing with drugs, and something goes wrong and the drug dealers end up in a shooting scene or a kidnapping scene, which perverts that drugs can kill people in many different ways and also can risk many innocent lives. My second view. Many high school students and young adults that are using drugs because they get bullied or they get like pressured by something, so they use drugs to feel better, and day by day the drug will get used to their bodies and they will need more and more by time, and by time the drug will affect their personalities, their brains, and eventually their mental health. My third point: people can also get a transmit. A transmit is a viral infection. People inject drugs and share needles or other drug equipment. Drugs also impair judgment and can cause people to make risky decisions. Thank you, the chairperson.
Thank you, the chairperson, timekeeper, secretary, chief judge, both competing sides, plus you, our dear audience. Today, I would like to oppose the motion which is clearly stated on the whiteboard. Drug dependence should be abolished. No, no, and no. My first point, medicine. People use drugs as medicine for helpful effects. When you use them such as lowering blood level pressure, cure infection, and relieving pain. My second point, pleasure. Pleasure is an obvious use of short-term physical benefits. A high gives people energy, make them feel good, aid sleep, and reduce stressness. My last point, help the brain and the heart. Digoxin is the type of drug that helps people with heart failure. Without it, people with heart failure would be dead now. Kisplatin is the type of drug that helps people with brain issues. I'd like to end up by asking proposers that without drugs, how would people be alive? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you for your good point.
Thank you, the chairperson, the secretary, timekeeper, chief judge, reading judge, two competing sides plus you, the audience. I am here to propose a motion which is already on the board. Drug dependence should be abolished because of the following view. My first view: drugs usually slow down the nervous system. This means the person will become lazy and unproductive. My last point: alcohol contains a harmful substance called methanol. If abused, methanol can cause blindness or even death. I would like to conclude by asking opposers, if the drugs are good for us, why did it make change and we can do wrong things? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chairperson, Secretary, Timekeeper, two competitors, plus you, the audience. I'm here to oppose the motion with the status clear in the board. Drug dependence should be abolished. My first view: all the some of the drugs are important for us because they prevent and treat the diseases those debilitates our body. My second view: some people use drugs to feel good. Drugs excite the parts of the brain that make you feel. My last view: drugs can produce high, giving people energy, make them feel good, reduce stress. I would like to ask proposers this question. These four ways how can drugs kill people? Thank you.
Thank you, the Chairperson, General Secretary, our beloved Chief Judge, Timekeeper, two competing sides, plus you, the audience. My name is Salma Mohammed Adam. I'm from grade 4 class. Today, I'm from grade 5 class. Today, I'm here to propose the motion which is already stated on the board. Drug dependence should be abolished. Being someone who depends on drugs can make you get very many effects. and today I'm gonna share it with you. My first view, feet. These are sudden body movements. The body twitches and shakes violently. Feet come as a result of using some drugs that may affect the brain. My second view, financial issues. Some drugs depends on availability and demand. If you have become someone who depend on drug, could end up in financial trouble. My third view, relationship. Because drugs can change your behavior, they can affect. There is an increased risk of injury or assault to both yourself and another people. My last view, mental health. The people who depend on drugs can increase the risk of their mental health such